Hello everyone, my name is Andre and today we're back with some more Dragon Ball Z Abridged. This time it's episode 32 and last episode we saw what, what Dragon Ball does, what Dragon Ball Z Abridged, does to filler arcs with, their execution of the Garlic Jr. arc. So in that episode, the way they dealt with it, which was quite clever, is that they introduced it at the beginning, and then at the end, they completely, ended it. They finished it at the end, and it was just like about 1 minute, 2 minutes of footage regarding that arc, which was quite interesting because you see, that arc is famous for being so unnecessary and so painful to go through that most people, even when watching Dragon Ball Z, skip over it. I know I'm one of them. The arc itself is unnecessary. Like I've said in the past, in the last episode, when talking about this matter, the way you should do filler is either you have a very interesting story for an arc, for a filler arc, which was the case for me, at least for Bleach and the Zanpaku arc, or, you make few episodes, because the reason why filler exists, is to make it so that there's a breather between the various arcs, and sometimes it feels good to have that breather. In the case of Dragon Ball Z, it was meant to showcase that Goku was not on Earth. The whole reason why the Garlic Jr. saga here was problematic at all, which is still surprising considering Piccolo's power at this point, but he was indeed hypnotized, vampirified, whatever. The reason why actually didn't work, and the reason why they did it is because they wanted to just showcase that Goku and Vegeta were not on Earth, and that Earth was fragile at the same time that time was moving on. Again, it's like I've said, if this arc was around 4 episodes, maybe even less, and if Garlic Jr. was maybe more of a likable character, from all the movies you've chosen, choosing Garlic Jr. is probably one of the worst villains of the non-canon movies. Which is why I say that, really, if you wanted to make a filler arc, you could have chosen, maybe cooler, maybe, something along those lines, another villain which had a more interesting connection to the Z Fighters, besides Garlic Jr. Hell, maybe even Garlic Jr.'s father would have been more interesting than that, because we have never met him, but we know that he has a relationship with Kami, so maybe that would have worked better. Personally, I have no idea, but the fact remains that it was a poor execution by Dragon Ball Z, that filler arc itself, and I'm glad that currently they aren't doing much of that. You have filler episodes, but those will always exist. But filler arcs are less good in many ways. So that's about it, guys. As always, please don't forget to show your support Team Force. Links will be in the description below, and shall begin. Let's begin, shall we?
The following is a non-profit fan-based parody. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT are all owned by Funimation, Toei Animation, Fuji TV, and Akira Toriyama. Please support the official release.
On the Boo Saga.
Hey, Yamcha. Thanks for coming by and picking up the rest of your stuff.
Oh yeah, the afro.
Hey, no problem. I mean,
Forgot
didn't
about
have
this.
to, throw out most of it.
You were dead and it was taking up space.
Much like your corpse. Where did you bury me anyway?
Barry?
Oh, brilliant. Let's
Did
look
you bury
at
me
that
anyway?
later.
Barry?
It's fun to see this because, as always, Yamcha is the joke of Dragon Ball Z, and it's fun to see Abridged taking that to an even bigger extreme. by showing Yamcha's corpse, because that's also something that's actually something I never questioned myself. But when you are revived, if your body is kind of destroyed, or if you die because you lost a limb and it's been a while, like let's say 5 months, and it started to decompose, would you go back to your own body and it would be restored, or would you gain a new body and the old one would remain in the place you died? That's an interesting question.
So, Bulma, how's the single life treating you?
It's been nice, actually. Had a dream about Vegeta last night.
You slut!
We were walking in a park.
You slut!
Okay, first off, we're not even dating. Second of all, I don't even like him. Third, he's probably running out of fuel soon, so God knows if he'll ever make it back here.
I'm back, bitches!
Yay! So, if I'm not mistaken, Vegeta left because he was going to look for Goku, right? Because if that's true, I just gotta say, the bromance is on point.
Sweetie, roll out the cot. I think we have a visitor.
Is she colored?
I'm not sure. I never opened my eyes.
Hey, you've got a lot of nerve coming back here.
Oh, a valet. Neat. I'm not tipping.
Don't you remember who I
You
am?
did well.
We fought when you landed on Earth.
It would be
No,
cheap.
I fought Kakarot. Nappa fought everyone else. Well, except for that one scrub who got killed by a cyber...
Oh yeah? I dare you to come over here and laugh at me.
Ha. Ha. Ha.
Yeah, see, now we can laugh together.
Yeah.
Okay, seriously?
That's
we have
fun.
enough to clean up without a pool of Yamcha's urine. You, come with me.
What? Why?
Because you need a shower. I could smell you from East City.
Pacific smell you from these cities.
Yeah, you better run.
Hey, I'm sitting out.
So, this is the transition saga when we get neutral Vegeta. He's still a dick, he's still kinda evil, but at the same time he's not. And the thing I wanted to know is, I don't remember why he returned to Earth. I do assume that the only reason why he came back was because he assumed that, Kakarot was eventually going to go back, But at the same time, I don't know why he didn't pull a Piccolo. It's clear that at this point Vegeta absolutely despises everyone on Earth. True, at the same time, he can't be living in space because, even if Frieza's dead, King Cole's still alive, and he would pursue Vegeta, as it's going to eventually happen here. Because, Frieza is arriving on Earth, as we saw. So my question here is, why did Vegeta get close to the Z fighters here? Because again, if he wanted, he could probably threaten everyone here and just stay in Capsule Corp as the king of Capsule Corp. He didn't have to be nice or accept Bulma's, bossness. It really just, it's kind of weird, especially considering the character is a villain, regardless of what happened in Namek, in which he allied himself, but that was only because, their interests aligned. In here, specifically, I find it weird to see Vegeta acting this way, without any, reason to it. It's not like he's, damaged or cannot access his powers and just needs to do as he is told. He could easily go to a city and say, I'm gonna blow you up. And it would be fine. I don't know. It just feels weird, in a way. Maybe I'm wrong.
Some new clothes for you, and I'm gonna wash your armor.
Fine, but be careful. There's a dry clean only.
Whatever.
No, seriously, they lose their elasticity.
Is that so?
Hello?
Oh, Vegeta's living here now? That's neat.
The man single-handedly responsible for murdering most of the entire gang is taking a shower in the other room. Neat is not the first word that comes to
He's
mind.
not responsible.
Okay, so I just got a look
Nappa
at
was
Vegeta's ass,
responsible.
and besides being surprisingly nice, he's got this weird hole.
Yeah, even boys have those,
Oh,
Bulma.
shit.
No, you idiot! I mean a hole above that one.
You mean he's a chick?
Woman, where's the cleansing powder?
We don't have that here. We have soap.
The hell is soap?
It's that yellow block there made of animal fat.
That sounds awesome! Ow. Bah! This tastes nothing like what you just said!
Okay,
just
I changed my
ate
mind.
soap.
This is pretty neat.
Is that
That's
the beta
brilliant.
male?
No, Krillin just got here.
Oh, God, they're breeding! I swear, the only thing I hate more than weaklings is the color pink!
No, she left him a pink shirt. There he is.
There
That
it
was
is.
my attempt at a
The
violin.
home of the brute who dared laid hands on my darling little angel.
Yes, Daddy.
What a pretty
No.
little blue pearl
Yes,
it is.
Daddy.
What was it called? Earth?
Actually, it's pronounced Earth, Daddy, 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 Daddy.
Really? But there's an A in it. I'm
Yeah,
just
it's
going to keep calling it
stupid.
Earth.
I think
It
you
doesn't
should.
really matter anyway. Soon it'll have a brand new name. Vacant Lot.
Son of a bitch!
What, still ticked off about the shirt?
No, I'm... Well, yes, actually, I'm absolutely livid. But that's not the point! That idiot Kakarot failed! Frieza's still alive!
Brilliant.
Chaozu, do you feel that? There are two enormous power levels approaching the planet.
Yeah, see, last time this happened, I blew myself up.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you to hold off on that this time.
Yeah, just for a little bit, you know.
See, now we just have to carve out an area and we'll start building the hey. Do you feel that?
Frieza!
He's still trying to build a house.
Okay, I'm right here. Please stop yelling.
Oh God, go on! It's him! 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 It's him!
It's him.
Krillin, calm down. Now, are you sure it's him?
Gohan, once you've had a man inside of you, you know when he's coming.
Oh my. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Mom,
You know when
where's
it's
my
coming.
Saiyan suit?
Woman, where is
Oh,
my Saiyan suit?
nice.
It's under
Reference
the bed.
to
Thank you.
It's in the
Incredibles.
wash.
You bitch!
Nice shirt. The Batman's shirt.
Judging by how quickly his power level is closing in, he should be here in about...
Hey, so I need to talk to you about Bulma.
You cannot be serious!
Look, we're not dating anymore, but still,
Right.
she's a really close friend,
You
and
are actually doing this right
Fair
now.
enough. Yeah.
Hey guys!
Oh,
Hi.
great, and she's here too. Why don't all you idiots just start showing up?
hey, Vegeta!
I was f***ing kidding!
And Shinhan, Chaozu!
Huh, looks like we got here in time. Oh hey, Vegeta.
What?
Nice shirt.
And there it is! Now all we need is the Namekian and we'll have the whole potpourri of pathetic.
Been here the whole time, actually.
Oh, what do you want, a medal?
Nice shirt.
Kiss my ass, Green Man.
Yeah, it's the kind of shirt that really screams.
He's coming!
It really is. There it is. Daddy and it.
He's landing over
This
there!
darling little girl.
Now he's pulling back.
No, now he's going back that way!
Needs to find a good
What's he
parking place.
doing?
Daddy, we can park anywhere we want.
Now, son, if this is
It
anything
is.
like that jockstrap incident, we don't want to get boxed in.
What's this jockstrap incident? Someone needs to explain that, because I feel I'm losing a joke here.
So has anyone else noticed that there are two power levels around the same strength
Nah.
on that ship?
Yeah, it's probably his dad.
He has a father?
No.
Makes sense. Everyone has a
He
dad.
just existed.
Except me.
Ha! Your dad's
Yeah,
dead!
Dad.
So's
DKP
yours.
is his father.
So essentially, we have two opponents of equal strength that my
Technically.
father could only beat after fulfilling an ancient alien prophecy.
Does anyone in particular know exactly what we're doing here besides trying not to lose it?
Guys, we're so screwed. I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, this is completely crazy. Why did I come here again? We're going to die. I'm gonna die again.
You know, if he weren't doing it, I would.
Fair enough.
You don't need Kakarot or anyone else. You have enough badass saying on your team as it is. Now, if you'll excuse me, you can all just sit on your hands while I go up there and take care of the business.
Or maybe we could hide our power levels, sneak closer to them, survey the situation from up close, and perhaps catch them by surprise?
Y'all are bitches.
You agree to it, though.
Well, son, is this what you were expecting?
My god, this is droll. We're so far out in the space dicks. There's not even a space Radio Shack, much less a space Best Buy. Circuit City.
Are you all right?
Yes, Daddy, just processing.
And wouldn't you know it, no place to buy more RAM.
But I won't lie, Daddy.
I like what they're doing
ecstatic.
with this metal
When that
Frieza.
filthy monkey arrives back on the planet, he'll return not to the smiling faces of his dear friends and family, but a total, unadulterated genocide. Speaking of which, soldiers, the scavenger hunt will proceed as such. Normal human heads are worth 1 point. Namekian heads are worth 20.
Oh, can I partake?
Billy half-Saiyan brats, 50. And if
I
you
know where to
any
find a few Saiyan brats.
miserable, odious, insubordinate, full-blooded monkey garbage, you win. Well, off you go.
Yes, sir!
I think they're dead. Not quite sure though. There he is. Good old Trunks.
So, how many points are those?
I think you win as well.
Oh my god, guys, I don't know what we're gonna do here. I mean, I can't do anything. This is completely insane. I'm talking completely, totally out of your mind insane. I mean, look at that. Look at those guys. I mean, I can't see them, but I can know they're there, and that's bad enough. Okay, there it goes. There goes my pants. I can't believe my pants are moist now. I mean, no, I'm a man. I'm a man. Oh god, I'm not a man anymore. What does it matter if I'm a man, a woman, a monkey? I'm talking nonsense right now. That literally devolved into nonsense.
I literally developed into nonsense. Brilliant. Ah, that was great. That was great. I love Vegeta shirt. I love that it said juicy instead of Batman. That was amazing. Let's continue a bit of the conversation I was having. Vegeta's whole helping attitude is quite weird in my opinion. I don't know if you guys agree. Again, I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z in a while, so it may be something that I'm forgetting that they may have mentioned. But the whole Vegeta being helpful, even if it's because he wants to fight Frieza again or whatever, it still makes no sense, you know. At this point in time, Vegeta is not a Super Saiyan. He still hasn't achieved it. At this point in time, Vegeta knows he cannot win against Frieza and King Cole. He would probably leave. And I know he's the Crown Prince of Saiyans, but I still don't see how he would attempt to do something against Frieza and sacrifice himself when he could return later and probably kick Frieza's ass. So that's mostly the beginning of that. I love what they've done with Frieza, the whole robot short circuit, you know, kind of thing. It was very funny. And I haven't seen much of King Cole yet, so I'm not gonna talk much about him because I don't really get it yet. I love what they've done with the whole question whether or not you would return to your old body if it started decomposing. I think it's really interesting to do that, because it is true that in the original Dragon Ball, I'm remembering it right now, when Masaroshi and Krillin died, they were both in capsules. Bulma's father, Mr. Reeves, built these caskets that were cold or cryogenical. I'm not really sure, I don't remember. And then you could store them in capsules, so they were actually inside capsules for a while until they were able to be revived by the dragon. So that happened. That's something I am actually remembering right now. So it is safe to say that, you know, trying to maintain the bodies is a necessity, unless unless when it starts to decompose, you just get a new body exactly like the one you had. But again, the idea that Yamcha's body was there decomposing is quite funny. I'm sorry, Yamcha, but I find it hilarious. Yeah, and I think that's about it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.